So let me guess. You feel like you're not improving, and no matter how hard you try, you're not getting any better. Well, I can relate. But I have come to a realization that happened yesterday, and I'll tell you what it is. So I was finishing up my MMA training, and I was with 3 friends and my coach. And I told my coach at the end, after getting cooked in sparring, that I felt like I wasn't really getting better. That no matter how much I trained, because I was training more than my friends, I wasn't getting better than this one certain guy. And he's like, although that's true, you are catching up to him. And I told him, I truly don't feel like I am. And he told me something that stuck with me. And he said, you don't feel like you're getting better because I haven't pointed out every time you do something well. I only point out the bad things. That's because I want you to improve. Because if I told you everything you did good, you'd feel happy, you'd feel like you did a good job, but would it help you improve? Not really. We often don't hear how much we've been improving. We only hear how to get better. We only hear, you're doing this wrong, you need to be doing this. We never hear you've come this far. And although it's great to feel like you've come far, and it's great to feel like you've done a good job, you have to realize that you're a man. And nobody's really gonna tell you and pat you on the back every time you do something well. It's just expected from you. So you need to fortify your mind to be able to keep working without hearing this constant, pampering of, you're doing so well, you're getting better at this. You need to work and crucially find out everything you're doing wrong and just work at that without hearing what you're doing right. Now, the beauty of this is when you realize what you've been doing right. Nobody else has to tell you. One day you realize that I'm doing something now that I used to not be able to do. I'm talking on camera now pretty confidently. I used to not be able to do that. Nobody really told me how good of a job I was doing on YouTube. Nobody really told me, wow, you're getting much better at speaking on camera. But I've realized it after countless videos of feeling like I'm not doing any better. So why do you feel like you're not improving? Well, take the news. The news outlets, what do they show constantly? Negativity. Oh, there's a war between Gaza and Israel. There's a bunch of people dead. Oh, there's been a murder. There's a hurricane here. There's something there. How many good things do they show? How many positive things that happen around the world do they ever promote on the news? Barely any, because our minds love negativity. Now, you may think that this is a terrible thing or that our generation now is negative. No, it's a human instinct that is built for survival. I'll give you another example. Take these compliments, okay? Bro, you're looking good today. Damn, bro, your shoulders looking capped. Bro, you're a lazy piece of shit. Which one stuck with you more? The 2 compliments that I gave you or the 1 negative comment that I said? Exactly. And that's because our minds stick to negativity, so we never realize all the good we're doing. Another reason why you feel like you may not be improving is because you're with yourself every day. So I don't know if you go to the gym. Hopefully you do. If not, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Get at it. But remember that time when you were at the family reunion and maybe an aunt went up to you and said, wow, my boy's looking all muscular now. Or, wow, my boy's lost a lot of weight. And you thought, have I? I haven't realized. Well, because people see you here and then see you here. So they obviously see the improvements. But you're with yourself every day throughout that process. So maybe you're getting 1% better every day, but you don't see that. Now, the beauty about this is that if you get 1% better every day for 100 days, you will be 100% better, which means you'll be a changed man. So sometimes it's hard to see how much we've come. Ooh, pause. So sometimes it's hard to see how far we've come because we're with ourselves every day and we don't see the progress because it goes in small percentages each day. But if you look back, which is why I love recording everything, why I love, keeping some content on how I was before, you can see how far you've come. You can see how you've improved. And this gives you the motivation to keep going. We also set a lot of false expectations on ourselves. And not in the way that these body positivity people said, like, oh, you shouldn't have a six-pack. That's unrealistic. Be a fat ass. No, it's completely realistic. But the time it takes to get a six-pack, or the time it takes to get better at boxing, is a long time, because everything takes time. And so we see all these people on the internet, or we see these professional athletes who already have what we want to have, and we think that we should have that. But you have no fucking clue how much time they put into their craft. 10,000 plus hours. And you need to realize where you are on that spectrum. If Canelo Alvarez, the professional boxer, has put 30,000 hours into boxing and he's here, and you're starting out and you've been boxing for a year, you've probably put maximum like 500 hours. So you're like here. I hope you see what I mean here. Obviously, you can get to this level with enough training, but it's going to take a lot of time. And that's something that nowadays you're not prepared for. Nowadays, you feel like everything should be quick, everything should be fast, everything should be given to you now. When you go to the gym for the first time, you're going to lift some weights, you're going to barely be able to bench the bar, and you're going to go home and you're going to look in the mirror, and you're going to flex, and you're going to see nothing. And so you'll go the second day, because the second day, you'll obviously build some muscle, right? And so you'll bench more. And you'll go home, and you'll take off your shirt, and you'll see if your chest is growing, and nothing. And the first month, you get home from the gym, you want to see your progress, and you want a six-pack, and you take off your shirt, and you see nothing. And you think, why am I doing this? Because good things take time. Now, you might quit at 1 month because you don't see any progress. I might quit making videos at 1 month because I only get 50 or 60 views or 1,000 views. But if you keep going and keep going and keep going through the process, you end up becoming better. It is impossible for you to put in the 10,000 hours and to self-analyze after every session, after every video, after every training regimen, see what you did wrong, try to improve 1% every day, and for you not to improve substantially. So my point is that, number one, you are improving a lot more than you think. You just don't see it. And for that, I would recommend recording yourself, doing whatever you're doing, and you put it into a little album and you see across the months how you've been improving. That's helped me a lot. Another thing I would recommend is if you have a training buddy, to ask him, have I been getting better? Because they aren't with you constantly. They see the progress, block by block. You see it continuously. So you have a hard time seeing it because it's so fractional. And also, you need to give yourself time. You need to stick to it. Because sure, it's easy to give up after 6 months of boxing and getting cooked in sparring by people that have been doing boxing for 3+ years. It's easy to give up. It's easy to quit. It's easy to go on to the next thing and quit again. You know it's not easy? To stick through it and not see any results and keep going and slowly but gradually get to the level where you want to be at. And that, my friend, is where true success is. So I know it's hard to be a man. I know life is hard. It's hard to not hear constantly how good of a job you're doing. It's hard to constantly not see the results of all your actions, but you just gotta suck it up, bro, and keep grinding and keep grinding, and one day it'll all compound and it'll finally pay off.